What is up, you guys? Tashani here. I know it's been like 2-3 years since you've last seen this face on YouTube, but I'm back. I figured because I shoot my Instagram like hellos and videos here in this space, that it makes sense to shoot my YouTube video here. So, hello, I am back. I am just excited. I'm back in the small business. I'm a small business owner again. This is a big deal. I left corporate America and I'm back to doing what I love, and that is making things. And that is what this series is going to be about on YouTube, is making things. So, first things first is I have two shops. I have my old Etsy shop, which I closed down in 2016, and I am revamping and I'm bringing it back as a new name. It's going to have a new look, new products. And then I have a Shopify store, which is going to be my main hub. And that is, I'll explain why I have two shops later on. But for right now, I just want to take you along where I am right now and let's just go forward. So the first thing I did was I shot mock-up photos. And there are two reasons why I use a mock-up. One is consistency. I want when you go to my store that everything looks like it belongs together, that it's consistent, right? Professional. The second reason is because it's going to save a lot of time. It's all about efficiency. It doesn't really make too much sense to make make your product, take a photo, make a different product, take another photo. Like that could be a very time consuming. And honestly, it just depends on what kind of product you have. Maybe that makes sense. But for me, because I am making mugs at the moment, among other things, we're going to use this as an example, because this is what I need to put up on my site right now. So I have this mug. It's a double-sided mug, and I need to create different photos, product photos for my store. So showing the front, the back, maybe front and back side by side. I have maybe detailed shots, styled shots. So there are a variety of different reasons why you need multiple photos for your product. So in today's video, I'm going to show you not how I shoot and style and edit. I will save that for a different video, but I'm going to show you how I edit the mock-up itself. Now let's get into this one, which is editing mock-ups. Let's get into it.
Here I have the image that I want to impose the front and the back side. So I went ahead and created a background copy because I don't want to affect my background. I just want to affect the the duplicate copy of it. And so what I'm going to do is bring in an image from Illustrator. So the first thing I'll do, I'm just going to bring in Illustrator. So I'm going to click on this, which is also V, and just click and drag to rubber band select everything here, Command C, and then click into Photoshop, and then Command V to paste. And in my screen here, let me bring this over. I'm just going to bring it in as pixels, that's fine for right now, and click OK. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in to the area, hold down the space bar to activate the hand, and move that over so the mug is centered. Then I'm just going to click on this and just adjust it over the area where I want the image to be. It doesn't have to be perfect right now, but that looks good. I'm going to copy that. So that's how it looks right now. Kind of funny looking, but let's continue editing. So with this selected, I'm going to rename this to Design Front. And then I'm going to right click and then convert to Smart Object. Once I do that, I'm going to double click right here to open up this new screen. And this is just basically the artwork, which is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and switch back. So with this selected, I'm going to Command T to do the free transform, but right up here is what I want. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm just going to adjust this to kind of mimic wrapping around the mug. So these are all adjustable. So I'm just going to play around with it and look at what I have here. So I'm just gonna do some minor adjustments and I'll speed this up, but typically we're playing with perspective here, and as something wraps around, it's going to kind of raise up a little bit. Okay, so for the sake of this, I'll say that this looks okay. But if we wanted to extend this at all, click on Design Front and move this. Okay, so we should create a mask. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is duplicate this. So duplicate this layer and hit OK for the screen that popped up. I'm going to move this on top of the design. So that's what it looks like. And then I'm going to take the polygonal lasso tool and create a mask. And then around here, I'm just going to follow along. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to get the outsides. Because when I'm printing anyway, it's not going to go beyond this printed area anyway, so this is just fine. We can create a mask. So I'm going to go ahead and delete. There we go. So now when I move this, it creates a mask. There we are. And then for this design, in order for it to blend in a little bit more, what we can do is adjust these right here. So typically what you'll usually do is multiply, but you can play around with them and see the different effects. So two that I like are multiply and darken. So let's just go with darken because it kind of bleeds in a little bit more and has like a noisy fuzzy effect. And then also dissolve is good too if you wanted to stack the art pieces on top of each other. So let's just do darken. And then I'm going to adjust the fill slightly to about 90. 95 looks pretty good. Usually I stick around 90, but I think this looks pretty good. So 92. And that right there is our front. So now anytime we click into this, we can replace this with anything. So I'll show you. I'll create, let's open up Illustrator and let's open up a recent file. So let's bring up time. So here's one for time. And if I just using the selection tools, rubber band select, Command C to copy, and go back here and just, we can hide this and then just Command V to paste in there. If we drag this out like this and then save it, so Command S on the Mac, and then we go in here and it replaces and it keeps all of the warping that we did with the previous design right there. So that is really cool and a really helpful way to increase your productivity, and that is using a smart object. So again, how we did that was when we imported our image, we right clicked and then clicked on convert to smart object. So let's just go back here, hide the time and bring back the rosemary, Command S to save, and now we have our rosemary back. And so what we want to do is the back side. So what we can do is go back and again as pixels. Pixels, move it there. And we can again convert this to a smart object if we want to. So let me rename this design back. And convert to a smart object, or we can just edit right in here. So Command T, bring this down and make this darken. There we go. So you can kind of see a little bit more which one would work best. I like darken, so you can use that for now. Usually if you have like a white background on a white background, you'll want to multiply and that will blend in the backgrounds much better. So there we go. That is how we can create a mock-up with a mask so that our image is superimposed onto our photos.
Alright, that is all for this video. If you liked it, you know what to do. Please give it a like and subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!